Evening traders, Scott here with another episode of Scotty's Trading. Just a Friday night little synopsis of some backtesting that I've just started very early on in the piece of the Aussie US dollar daily, and this is using the double Bollinger Band alert method. I've posted previous videos about the system that I trade, so I'll put a link in the description of this video just because I've put up quite a few videos already, just so it's easy for you guys to find, and you can refer to the rules in a PowerPoint presentation that I've got put together for you. So it's very simplistic, and then from there you can watch the tutorial video as well to how to get a demo account such as this that I've got, which you can live forward test, it's called, the system of your choice. For example, this one I'm choosing, obviously it's got the same setup as it does here in Forex Tester 3 as well. Okay, so we'll just go through statistics. Nice early days so far. Alright, just showing you how things work. Alright, so this is early on in the piece now, and what I'll show you as well I'm currently doing. So what I was doing on the New Zealand, US and the Aussie Japanese yen is I was actually journaling everything, but instead now I'll just double click and it will take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot using Forex Tester 3, and I'll just get this out of the way. And what I've done is, second slide, so I've rated it 3 out of 4. So my 4 key rules is to get in with a trend, and I won't go into the complexities of what to look for and everything. That just comes with just training your eye for pattern recognition. So I've done 300 odd trades or so in total with this system, and I'm starting to become a little more familiar. So what I've done here is I didn't zoom out entirely, so you can see what looks like to be price at a high point. It's come down, it's bounced off a little bit of support, then it's gone up, it's paused for a little bit, and then here was the critical identifier. As you can see, I bought at around the highs here of the closes, a little bit of consolidation, and it went off on me. A little bit of luck still as well, like that's how trading is, and so that wasn't too bad. So I'll go to that trade again, and what happened? So I made a little bit of money, so 122.72 points I was chasing, and it went off me a little bit, and the trailing exit there with the stop loss hit for 168 points as well. Alright, and so just early days, but I'm finding this method is really quite easy to do. So, sorry everyone. So what we do, we do a trade, and it's either a winner or a loser, and you have the corresponding file there as well. So I've got the winning trades, and then just a brief description, and then the losing trades as well. So currently none for this pair. Alright, but let's go to this, and let's sort of see. Let's double click this. Let's broad this one up. Now, what I need like a notepad with a little pen stencil thing. What do they call them? A stylus? Are they called a stylus? I need one of those. I'm going to get one of those, guys. Might try this weekend if I can be bothered. I sort of should, because this is pretty ugly so I sort of had a little bit of rant to myself there about missing that, but that's again hindsight's 2020. And then where did I get? I got in here, and I got chopped about. Alright, so this is an example of how I sort of conduct myself. Ooh, a lot of writing there, but again, I've double clicked, it's identified what I've done. So, okay, so this was on a reversal. I find reversals are a lot harder to get into than with the trend, because what will happen is it's just a natural state of order where price will fall a little bit, but within that normal volatile range of price movement in general for the pair, you've got to be cautious that it's not just one of those and you get faked out and then it's back into consolidation, thinking about things. So a little bit unlucky there, but I'll close that down. Okay, so just showing you what my approach to recording trades are, and then you can refer to the statistics obviously there, and then you can double click this and then export history to Excel, and then from there you can get an equity curve, or however you want to illustrate what's going on. You can see what to expect from your system, because to trade properly, it's like anything, it's a science in a sense, and a little bit of art too. But reality is that you want to have some statistics to refer to for expectancy, your win rate. So when you do start trading in a live environment, or preferably demo first, you can make sure that things are sound and that the system can make money. And can you manage things? So what I'm showing you guys here now is the demo account. So I have a live account as well, 5,000 Australian dollars, a little bit over, about 5,300 now, a little bit of profit. But that's not traded by me, that's a Signal service, so we won't really go into that. And currently right now I don't want to open up a micro account using this system until I gain a bit of confidence. Maybe mid-year I might open up $500 or something like that with a broker. But so this is what's going on here, guys. So this has been held since the 15th of December, and you can see it's quite interesting. So on the daily pair I got in there, and that was actually, I got in, I saw the candle and I was like, interesting, and this is already forming. So I got in at what was the current high, and it's sort of gone off, and now it's not really pretty, to be honest. We'll look at the 4 hourly. So it's bounced, zoomed out, as the stop. So I haven't manipulated this, and really it is a little unique, the demo account, because it's virtual funds. But if I keep things accountable, and if you keep things accountable, you sort of start caring about it. And you have to really understand this is, it's verifying, your backtesting. So you backtest initially. You can obviously cheat a little bit in backtesting because you can go backwards, but really, I'll say to you, your success will be dependent upon your legitimacy of the test, because then you'll have your own belief, and a trader's belief can be carried into trading in a real life setting and in real time. Okay, so we'll just go back now. So the Singapore dollar trade. So what I also want to talk about here is just having a little bit of detachment. So you've got the system you tested, you have the rules in place, and I also highly recommend, only recently my trading accountability partner suggested I have a trading checklist. So this is what I've got written down here. All right, I'm going to try and keep this short and concise and not filled with a rant, but I just want to give you guys, a reality check on what it does take, and there's no such thing really as quick money, unless, you're extremely lucky. But what will happen is the market will always win if you disrespect it, and if you disregard rules and risk management. Okay? Alright, so the rules of the DBB system, and I've got here, I'll just show it up to the, probably can't see any of that, but I've actually got a physical piece of paper and a pen. Before I take a trade on the demo account, this is exactly how I'll be approaching it with the micro account. I don't have a time frame on the micro account really. If I can, double the account, but that's going to take a while. So with 6 months, if I have 3 months or so of consistent trades, consistent profits. No, look, 6 months of consistent profits. 6 months. I put that down now in the video. So you check off whether it meets the rule or doesn't meet the rule before you get into the trade. So the first one is there space to the left on the daily chart of at least 10 candles? All right, so let's go to this trade. Is there space to the left? So what that means is, if that was the trigger candle and there is space, there is quite a bit of space. All right, not against support or resistance level. All right, how we approach this is we go to the line chart. The line chart shows us the close. Okay, the candles are a little misleading because you've got highs and wicks and whatnot. And then zoom out, and entry was here. No, the entry, where was the entry? What's that? So look, historically, we go to the weekly. Not really. all-time highs pretty much for quite some time. We're going back to 2011. So there's not really, recent support resistance or historical support and resistance. So we'll zoom back in. All right, zoom back out a little bit. Okay. So next rule, price action is defined and in appropriate context, not overly wiki with the trigger counter. So we'll the daily. So look, was price action good? So what price action means is, you've got overly large candles everywhere and you don't have any engulfing type pattern. But look, that's an indecisive candle. And price action was relatively okay. I would have ticked that. Alright, is it in a pause state or in a defined up or down trend? Watch for consolidation boxes and wait for price action to clear this. Okay, so it's not really. It's in a bit of a pause state. So you zoom out here and it is trending upwards after some major chop. But, up here it's definitely, I would say, in my opinion, I would be ticking that box to say that yes, look, it's pretty okay, and it's not, it's not in consolidation, so to speak, that's concerning. Like, it's not a euro thing where it's all volatile and up and down for a sustained period of time. I mean, the 4-hourly. That's a significant move, but again, see, so with that, and it's cleared that, that's what I like to see. So I would tick that from that perspective. Okay. Alright, next one is, if taking a reversal trade, must be cautious to wait for a down move to establish to avoid being faked out where the trend continues. So this wasn't applicable to this, so I would probably just leave that blank because this was a trend continuation, so I was making a buy in an upward trending market. Alright, so have a macro approach and zoom out significantly on the daily chart and weekly to ensure support, resistance levels have been defined. And I did that before, and not really. It wasn't banging into significant resistance. I'll do it again, just in case. Okay. It's the entry. The green is the entry. So, possibly around here, around 2009. So, I don't think I zoomed out a macro sense from the weekly. But, again, if that's not ticked, I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 boxes. So that's 5 ticked, 1 not so far. Well, 4 ticked, 2 not so far because it wasn't a reversal trade. And what I've got here as well is keep the lot sizing to 0.01, and this is to be used on the trades to ensure proper risk management is followed. And I've done that. So I've got one of the boxes not ticked that were applicable. So on review of this, I would say more so, and I'm not coming in from a fundamental standpoint, so I'm a technical trader. I don't really pay attention to the news. So whatever happens, happens. When I'm backtesting, I don't go back to news articles from that particular time and go, oh, what's going on, and this and that. I mean, granted though, there is a lot going on with the US dollar with Donald Trump and everything like that. But how I would review this is currently it's just slow and steady. It's a holiday period. I went in, and there was 2 weeks leading into Christmas, and it did a little bit. But yeah, so that's the reality of the situation, and how you need to approach it is to be a full-time trader, and I'm certainly not. I mean, down the track maybe, but you need other things going on in your life, because if you watch the charts all day, you paralyze yourself. You're going to manipulate stop losses. For example, I've got a certain profit. I take profit here, and I would have brought that up, too early, and it was stopping out. I mean, let's just say it just shoots off now, and I'm going, crap. And that happened. That's happened before on other trades that I've taken as well. I've go back and a walkthrough of my account as well. I'll put a link to that video as well. because that's important. That's important to review because it will get you. Because a normal loss is a normal loss, but if you keep moving stuff too early and you don't let it run how it should to get the 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio winners, it's going to bite you, and you're going to be in a situation that I sort of am. But no, it's not too significant, really. I mean, that's what we're looking at right now. Okay, so it's manageable. All right, the rules are in place now, and I'm going to continue posting up videos, twice a week, a midweek type video, or start of the Tuesday. I don't really trade Mondays, and Fridays I find things really start reverting a little bit back more to the mean, so to speak. If there's there's been a big move up, people will start taking profits at the end of the week. Not everyone, but and then if I'm in a long-term type trade, I'll let it play out. I'll follow the rules. I'll implement them. All right, and again, you reflect it back with the back testing stuff. Okay, so I'll zoom in. Look, let's do a little bit of a session here. It's let's call it 20 minutes. Let's do it. All right, so you can hear a bit of my dialogue whilst I'm doing it. Okay, so the signal will print. I won't go into the details of the rules of the system because I'll put the link up in the video of how to play it. Okay, that's gone. That's pierced. So what I'd say here is it's a strong uptrend. It's a big candle. See, that's price action there. So you've got what we call a big shadow, engulfing type candle, and then the signal. So it's interesting. I mean, will it go for a 101? What I find as a novice trader, your gut reaction is usually incorrect. So I'm going, oh, that's not good. So we'll see. Continues on. So each space bar will print a candle. Okay, you can actually set it so it doesn't do that. You can actually watch it print. If you want the candle to print in a minute, if you want it to actually print in a day, it will, and you can. I don't know who would want to do that. So that would be someone with a lot of free time on their hands, like a professional backtester. But you got to put the time in. You got to grind away. It's hard work. You got to review your statistics. Look at what's going on. Understand the context of the situation. I really like this because look, lots of small candles. Well, it's in a nice tight little range. There's not madness here. And then we make a slow move up, and the lines help you decipher that. They're not moving averages, but it's just a visual cue here. And then that makes a play. And it was a conservative entry. It was just above. It was on the closes. And I'll show you what I mean. So you see, and that's when I got in just above that of the highest close there. Okay, because my analysis was that it's teetering and it wants to bust through the consolidation box, and it did. And I have a moving stop loss as well of a 1-to-1. So let's say the difference between the entry here and this was 72 pips. I would have 72 pips above this. That would be my first entry, and that's at 0.5%. No, sorry, 1%. And then on my forward testing, it's 0.5% for each position. And then for the next one, we've got the take profit there's no take profit set. It's just a trailing exit of the 72 pips. So it moves 72 pips here. My second position stop loss is moved to break even, and then it keeps on climbing on. And I got stopped out about that with a minor retracement, but we're still locking in. I mean, what do we lock in? About a 2-to-1. A little bit more than a 2-to-1. Okay. And what that means is it's sort of a set and forget type method. And that's what I like to trade. But what I will be doing, guys, is, later down the track, I'll be doing hourly stuff. And it won't be with this. It will be just the charts, no indicators, and I'll be doing like an engulfing candle setup on the 1 hours, and it'll be a day trading thing because this is more a compounding system. So I'll leave it and I'll just keep adding to it. I won't be taking withdrawals. But this one, the other one I want to try is, to just make an income from as well and have this as well and continue on with the day job. But if I can get really great stats on that, I'll keep you guys updated, and because that's something you can do on the side, because this really is very boring. Like as you can see with the US dollar, Singapore dollar, that's you can't really make money out of that in the short term, because you've got to let the trade play out and you've got to be systematic about it. So my idea would be to have maybe a little bit of a quick wham bam thank you ma'am type thing on the 1 hour as well in my back pocket if things are slow, and just have another system there. But what I really want to focus on is getting a lot better at this current one before expanding out, and really getting my psychology correct, which is being detached, being very disciplined as well with the rules, and being very picky with trade setups, and being persistent with the back testing as well, and just working hard. So those are really the 4 things that I would say to you is key. All right, anyway, guys, long video. I apologize for that. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Friday night, getting it done. All right, there's no real secret going on here. It's just hard work, okay? And I've shown you what to do. So, working away. Anyway, guys, good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.